How can you make money with such a stupid idea?
And how can you not make money with such a brilliant idea?
In the end, we decided to just give it all away.
Come again, sir.
What if I told you that you could generate alloys without needing pops, without needing metallurgists, without needing anything except ships and starbases? And of course, an initial investment. Now you would think I was absolutely mad. But in today's video, I'm going to bring you something rather special. We stumbled upon this whilst investigating ship upgrades. And boy, it is a doozy. You are going to be able to build fully kitted out battleships at a fraction of the nominal cost, meaning you're basically getting them almost for free. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to generate free alloys. So without any further ado, let's dive in. Ships in Stellaris can be very expensive. By the time you get to the mid to late game, you could be paying thousands of alloys per ship. But what if I told you there was a way to reduce this cost so that we could build maybe 4 or 5 ships at this price? Enter the humble empty ship. Now this is an empty battleship class. We've got basically, we don't put anything on any of the slots. We downgrade the reactor, we remove the FTL, we downgrade the engines, the sensors, and we make sure we don't have any combat computers. This ship now only costs 276 alloys. And when we try and build it at a shipyard, it costs even less. This is due to our agenda fleet expansion giving us minus 10% ship build cost. The master shipwrights tradition from the supremacy tree giving us another 10% ship build cost reduction. The governor of this sector having the retired fleet officer, that adds another 10%. And the standardized battleship patterns technology will reduce our ship cost by 5%. So we can build lots and lots of these empty battleships. But Montu, I hear you ask, these battleships are useless, they don't have any weapons. Well, no worries, ladies and gentlemen, we can do something about that very, very quickly. If I choose to retrofit my fleet to a different class of ship, one with actual weapons, you're going to see something very interesting happening. Now, when I upgrade all of these 15 ships, it's only going to cost me 100 alloys to upgrade the lot of them. Yes, that's right, we've managed to pay somewhere in the region of 300 alloys per battleship, and these battleships now are proper battleships. We have completely kitted them out at a fraction of the regular cost. Normally to build one of these battleships it would cost 1,000 alloys, we've done it for about 300 apiece. This is all happening because we have the refit standards technology. That is granting a minus 20% to ship upgrade cost, which I believe is stacking with all of those other ship cost modifiers to give us some phenomenally tiny upgrade costs when we upgrade our empty ships to those ridiculously powerful full ships. And if you're enjoying this video, please upgrade that like button. But ladies and gentlemen, it does not end there. I did also promise infinite free alloys. And you have Kiva from my Discord server to thank for this one. While we were doing some testing on this, they noticed something very interesting. So how do we get these infinite free alloys? Well, first thing you're going to do is design an empty class of ship. It's really important that this class of ship has some specific sections on it. Now, in my testing, I found that the carrier sections are the best to go for, and you do want to do this with battleships because you'll get the best return on your investment. So put out some carrier cores and maybe a broadside stern, and again, put everything empty and make sure to downgrade the special modules on your right. Then you'll want to design a ship with all large slots, and that means you're going to go with the artillery sections for every section. Throw down the armor, that has the highest alloy cost, and if you've got regenerative hull tissue, that one has the highest alloy cost too for any of your A slots. Just make sure when you're looking at your cost, you don't put any modules on that require rare resources, because otherwise this method is going to end up bleeding your bank of some of your rare resources. And if you're enjoying this video and other videos on this channel, you can help to support this channel by either becoming a channel member, supporting this channel through Patreon, or purchasing something on the Humble Bundle store. Links to all of these are down in the description below. Here I have a fleet of 25 Hood class battleships. These are the ships I just showed you and talked about. So if I retrofit them to the empty class, we're going to get 2,585 alloys back. That's going to take A few days for all of the ships to upgrade. Actually, it'll take a couple of months. And we gained 2,500 alloys. Now, that is pretty normal. Everyone knows if you downgrade your ships to empty, you can get alloys back. But what if I told you it was possible to get alloys refunded for upgrading your ships back to full again? Yes, that's right. When we go back to the Hood class from our empty class, we're going to get refunded 20 alloys. But now we've got these Hood class battleships again. Well, it would only make sense to retrofit them and turn them back into empty ships so we can get 2,500 alloys.
You can't do that. Shoot her or something.
Now, while you're getting all of these extra alloys, it only makes sense to use some of them at another shipyard to build more empty class ships. That way you'll have another fleet of empty class ships that you can upgrade and downgrade at will. Now, what's going on here? Well, basically, if you change the sections from one section to another, it seems to completely break the game's sense of money. It has no idea how much things cost, and on top of all of those other bonuses we had before, it is simply ludicrous. You can build empty ships to upgrade them to full ships, which is going to give you some alloys, to then downgrade back into empty ships, and then you can spend these extra alloys you've got to build more empty ships, and the cycle will go on, and it basically means you have alloy production without needing to have alloy production.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not even a scheme per se. I have to go make a call.
And when you're finally ready for war, simply retrofit the designs into a design that you would actually like with your upgraded weapons that cost exotic resources, and you'll notice the cost in exotic resources to upgrade here is again phenomenally cheaper than if you actually built these ships from scratch. But what do you think about this fantastic feature? Let me know down in the comments below. But what about in competitive multiplayer games where you're not allowed to build empty ships? Well, no worry, ladies and gentlemen, we can do the exact same trick, but we can put a few modules on our ships. And bizarrely, this actually makes even more money. If we go from our almost empty to our Hood class, that was our full ship, that's going to make us 180 alloys. And then if we go back to the almost empty class, we're going to make 2,700 alloys. That's an extra 200 than when we had a completely empty ship. I don't know what's going on here, but this is most definitely a fantastic feature. It's a feature that will probably get patched out by the 3.4 update. So go out there, use it, get as many free alloys as you want, and go completely bananas with it. And now that you've got all these alloys, you of course need something to spend it on. If you'd like to know more about battleship designs and how you can best optimize those to defeat your enemies, click the video on screen now.